All right. Let's do this. Welcome to the show, Mark. Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Very cool to have you here with us today. Carrie's been interested in this for a minute.
I
Oh, he's
was
even got on his shirt. Pickleball.
pickleball
Got
shirt.
I
pickleball on
know.
his
I
shirt.
I had wardrobe in back. They found me something great for the show. So yeah, worked out really
Is your
well.
wardrobe department? When do we get one?
Do you have a lot of things in your wardrobe? Because we were just talking about coming and playing pickleball, but we want to wear costumes. Like we want to dress the part.
So like costumes, like Winnie the Pooh, or costumes like actual pickleball merch.
I wasn't thinking Winnie the Pooh. I was thinking more like vintage '80s tennis players.
Oh yeah.
Like you're like, is that like a cardinal sin to say tennis and pickleball in the same
No,
sentence?
because tennis really paved the way, and we kind of are taking over a lot of their courts. So, it's probably more of a sin to say pickleball in the tennis world than it is to say tennis in the pickleball
Oh,
world.
Gotcha.
So,
So why don't we talk a little bit about pickleball and it's really popped in the last several years and it's a huge thing right now. Do you How much of the history on it do you know and what can you share with us on where it started there and how it got to the valley and how it's thriving like it is right now?
yeah, it started out on the West Coast, and I apologize, my history's not great. It was either
Oh,
in
that's fine.
Oregon or in Washington. I believe it was in the 50s. It was started, and I don't know its whole journey, but I do know that when I was in, I think it was eighth grade, there was a pickleball unit in gym class. And I remember like you had the wooden paddles and you're playing on, the gym floors with the nets that were badminton nets until they pulled them down and made them pickleball nets. So I remember playing it in gym class and really enjoying it. And then my parents for Christmas got me like a portable pickleball set. And at the time, they don't make them like this anymore. It was like two water filled bases. So you would it was empty, almost like a cooler that you would fill up with water. So it'd be weighted and then you'd unroll the net between them. And we lived on a cul-de-sac. So my brother and I would go out with 2x4s and we would chalk the court and we would set up this pickleball net and we would just play all summer long. So that was my first exposure to it. And then I got re-exposed to it a couple years ago when my wife got me kind of like a starter kit for Father's Day, and she probably regrets that decision every single day because ever since I've just been like head first all in on pickleball.
Well, that's fantastic. That's super cool. I How old are you if you don't mind me asking?
I just turned 40.
Okay, so we're not that far off from us. I don't remember playing pickleball. Do
I
you?
don't remember either.
Remember badminton?
Definitely
Got
badminton.
badminton,
Yeah.
but I don't
Well,
remember.
I grew up in Stevens Point. Maybe it was specific to that program there. And I haven't talked to a lot of other people who remember doing it in gym class either, but that was my first exposure to it. And I know that now it's actually coming back and I'm, hearing of more parents that say that their kids are now doing a pickleball unit because it's just like of this resurgence, like you mentioned.
Yeah. And it's such a great sport, really, for all ages. The kids can get in and play, but the older folks, they are really, really loving this. I work with a few people at Century 21 Ace that they actually bought a house with an old tennis court in the back and now have a very nice pickleball court. And
Nice.
it's a
Yeah.
regular, and they are serious. It's a very serious thing. These people.
Yeah, and if you go to any of the local courts around here, at least in Appleton and Green Bay, like that 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. slot is all, mostly retired folks that are playing and they're competitive. And, when you're just getting into the sport, you think, all right, I'm 40, I'm, 38, 39, 40. I can get out there and I'm a little bit athletic. And, oh, there's all these, old people, like I should be fine. And then you just get your butt kicked by them. And you realize that the sport is actually not about athleticism, which is, I think, what makes it so attractive to all different types of people. Is I could take four people who have never played pickleball, of different ages, different body types, different athletic abilities, and bring them out to a pickleball court. In about 10 minutes, I can get you playing pickleball where you're having a blast. That's not the case with tennis. That's not the case really with hardly any sports where you can go out there and within 10 minutes feel like I could play this with my friends every day and have a ton of fun. So that bar of entry is super low, which is what makes it so attractive. But then it also still is giving you that community, that sense of community with people. It's giving you that exercise, and you can really be as competitive as you want to be. It can just be a hobby, or you can start to play tournaments, and then you can start to travel to play some of the national tournaments and see some of the pros. And the sport is still early enough that you can kind of like walk right up to the pros and talk to them. You're not like kept at a distance. So it's really a unique sport in that way.
This man is passionate about his pickleball.
I am.
Absolutely.
Like, you didn't miss a beat, man. You got the
Yeah.
flow, dude. Pickleball ambassador, right here. How many are there different leagues around the valley that anybody can jump into if they want to? How does that whole thing work?
Yeah, so I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Julie Van Seebeck. When I first was starting to play pickleball, I got on Facebook and I found a pickleball group, and I just basically typed in like, where do I play? How do I get into it and like meet people and get into groups? And she's like, oh, we have leagues over, in this area in Buchanan, and it's a mixer, and it's just like a ladder league. So the better you get, the further up you move, and it's free and it's outdoors. And I got into that, and really quickly was like, oh, this is awesome. It was something I looked forward to. I did it two or three nights a week. And then from there, it's really like this thing that you kind of just have these different group chats. So you're always like wanting to get into that like next level better group chat. You're like, oh man, that group's really good. Like, and then once you get invited to sub, and you're like, I'm gonna go sub in that group, and I better do good because I want them to ask me back again. And eventually you make it into that group, and then you're always looking at the next one. So if you're in it to really grow and to really kind of play at that next level, it's a really great community of people. Everybody's super patient and generous and encouraging. And you can go just about anywhere. You can go to any of the outdoor courts, which thankfully most municipalities, Appleton included being one of them, have really invested a lot in their outdoor pickleball infrastructure, whether it's building all brand new courts, repurposing maybe some tennis courts that weren't being used as much. But really, there used to only be maybe 6 courts or 8 courts to use in the valley. Now there's like 20 plus, and the community using them, the amount of people using them has grown to meet that as well. So their courts are busy all the time.
Very cool. So you have a site and a place that people can visit where we can get all of this information. Is there something like that available that we could set up
So
on the pages?
yeah, so there's a couple. There's a couple Facebook groups like Pickleball Fox Valley and then Fox Cities Pickleball are the 2 big ones in the Appleton area. Oshkosh has one as well. So usually people will get connected on there, and then they use an app called they're using Playtime Scheduler. So you can actually go in, and it's not like an official reservation system, but it basically has all the courts listed, and you can just look and see where people have set up games, whether or not those games are open for anybody to come and play, or if it's like a private group. So it's once you kind of get in that little bit of in the know about that process, you really quickly realize that you can play pickleball. I like to say it's like SpongeBob. It's on any channel at some point, at every point of the day. Pickleball is kind of the same. There's somebody playing somewhere at all times that you could basically show up and join, which is really great.
And Mark, you're building a new facility in the area, correct? An indoor pickleball
Correct.
court?
Yeah. So, as much as the outdoor infrastructure has grown to meet the demand, really infrastructure for the inside play, which is unfortunately in Wisconsin, like 7 or 8 months out of our year, that indoor infrastructure has not grown yet. And, to be completely honest, about a little over a week ago, I had 0 plans to open a facility. And one just kind of fell in my lap. And I've always kind of like wanted to have my own court. I've always thought like it'd be kind of cool to have my own court. I could go there and play with my friends and let a couple of my other friends use it and just basically cover the costs. But once this space popped up and I kind of got my brain turning on it, I was like, nope, I'm going to open this. It's going to be a business. And, really the plan is maybe in the next 2 years to have like 5 of them. So,
Oh, that's awesome.
That's awesome.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
fantastic, man. Good for you.
Yeah.
I
Thanks.
love it. I love it. I love seeing people passionate about something, and clearly this man
Running with it.
It's right on his shirt, for God's sakes. It's
Yeah.
right there on his shirt. So, just so we know, as we move into this next chapter for ourselves, and we take on this new thing, are there any words that you guys use? Is there any pickleball lingo we should know about? I
Sure.
don't wanna,
Yeah.
just to put us ahead a little bit, so it makes it sound like we can fake it till we make it, kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah. So the different types of shots. Obviously, a drive is the same is in tennis as it would be in pickleball. It's a shot hit pretty hard. But one of the big ones that's, a little bit of a just funny word is the word dink.
Whoa, what?
So yeah, so dink is, I mean, it's, it's when you've made your way up to the kitchen line. Okay, so I guess we should start with the court. So the court is basically
There's
like
a kitchen?
yeah. So there's a
pickles?
kitchen. There's pickles. There's a kitchen. It's got all the cool lingo. That's really why it's grown. I think is just because of the words that people get to use when they play it. So the kitchen line is the area that's about 7 feet from the net on each side. You can't go in there unless you're taking a ball off the bounce. So you can't go in there and hit a ball out of the air. Dinking is when you are standing at the line of the kitchen and kind of softly hitting it across court or back and forth so that like the other person can't reach it. They have to let it bounce. So if you look at the pro level, there are these really long dink rallies. And then if somebody leaves the ball a little bit high, they'll speed up. And then there's a hands battle. So a hands battle is really just like that firefight at the net where it's just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then someone will reset it, which is taking a ball and really kind of softening it, bringing it back down to that dink level where you're now back in that soft play. Now, another one that you'll like is while I'm dinking, maybe I want to, and this one's the same in tennis, is maybe I want to hit it over the person. I'll throw out the lob, L-O-B lob. And that's just, kind of hitting it over the person where they hopefully can't jump high enough and hit it. They have to turn around, run back, and now hit it from the back of the court. And now you have the advantage because you're all the way up at the net and they're all the way at the back. And that's typically when you're going to win the point, is when you can own that kitchen line and your opponent can't work their way up.
Okay. So most likely the dink is going to come in the kitchen, right?
Yep.
And the lob's not.
Right. The lob can happen from anywhere, and it will not land in the kitchen. It, 50% of the time it probably lands out of bounds. But if you can land it on that back baseline, you're money.
So we're going to need some time. I think we should probably just work on this part first, like the
Yes.
rules and stuff here.
Yeah. Maybe make some flashcards, like you can quiz each
that'd be
other. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. I mean, because I heard dink like the first time we go out there and somebody said that, I'm gonna be like,
Leave
why
me
are we
alone.
name calling right away, man?
Right.
Here.
Right. I thought this was a friendly pickleball community, and here they're making fun of me the second I show up.
People are vicious. You guys are vicious. Chatting with Mark here. It's all about pickleball here this morning. So what we're going to do is we're going to get you linked up on the site with that information that you were just talking about, where people can go and learn more about this. And I definitely think that it's something that we have to pursue.
Yes,
as a
we will
show.
be visiting you if you will have us.
Yeah, you let me know when you want to stop out and bring, 3 or 4 of you, however many want to come, and we will do a little pickleball training session. We'll get you all playing so that then you feel confident. I can evaluate the outfits if you want to like run bring a couple outfit changes and kind of see what works, what doesn't. But yeah, I'd love to have you by there. Yeah.
We'll get arrangements made with the local fire department and EMS, so they have somebody on standby for.
Yeah.
You got to have medical. We got to have somebody ready just
right.
in case.
It's just responsible, right? We want to be responsible in this.
That's a good place for a hammy to go.
Yep.
Pulling the ACL. Super fun stuff, man. I appreciate you so much taking some time and chatting with us. This is exciting. I'm looking forward to it. The New Living Now Invitational. That sounds nice, doesn't it?
That does sound pretty nice. The Next Level Pickleball New Living Now Invitational. There's NLP and we can make that into something. Yeah. Might be too many letters.
There you go. Thanks again, Mark. Appreciate it so much. You have yourself a great day, and we'll be chatting again real soon.
Thanks. Appreciate the opportunity. Hope to see you soon.
All right. We'll talk to you later, buddy.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.